I guess they'll start another one.
Y'all got to see it, we didn't.
It's pretty good.
We'll go take a look.
Your lake. Enjoy it safely. As you do, remember it is working for you and will be for many years to come as we all try to make the wisest uses of the resources of the White River. The beauty of the woods and waters that the early settlers saw is, if you help us, the Corps of Engineers promises that the bounties given to us by La Riviera Law will be utilized and enjoyed by generations yet unborn. People found the White River. Bluff dwellers were known on the river 3,000 years ago, existing on overhanging bluffs. They were gone, no one knows where, long before the first white men came up the river. Those white men were at first Spanish treasure seekers. Then came the French explorers and trappers. There were adventurers, traders, and squanderers who poled and paddled their way up the river. Few of them ever remained in one place. Early settlers, dreamers perhaps, sought their own new frontier. They were dominated by the struggle for survival, for food, water, and shelter, and against common enemies, not the least of which was the river itself. Steamboats were shuttling goods and people to the Ozark Highlands by 1850. They found great beauty in the woods along the White. They saw the loveliness of flowering trees and plants, of trees mirrored in the water, of lichens and ferns along the trail, and of the many creatures of wood and river. This was a new land to be wrestled and fought until it was tamed. The early settlers found great stands of hardwoods in the swampy bottomland, and softwoods covered the rolling hills as far as the eye could see. Small mills called peckerwood mills sprang up. Millions of board feet of lumber were sawed, and pine, oak, and cedar were rafted downstream. Around the turn of the century, railroads began to serve the area, and river traffic, except for sport and recreation, died. The river remained always a boundary, always a threat. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers was introduced to the White River in 1870 when it operated snag boats to remove debris and other navigational hazards from the river. Work on a series of locks and dams followed the snag removal campaign. By 1900, serious farming had begun on the bottomlands along the Lower White. The Corps of Engineers cooperated. Clear, not quiet, not peaceful, not serene. Eons ago, before there was a white river, shallow seas covered these lands, depositing trillions of tiny marine creatures and plants. Limestone layers were slowly formed. You can see these layers.
Blue Eye, Missouri. Blue Eye is a town in Stone County, Missouri. The population was 289 at the 2020 census. The population estimate is 413 as of 2023. It is part of the Branson Micropolitan Statistical Area. Blue Eye, Missouri is adjacent to Blue Eye, Arkansas.